Hello there, welcome to Genesis Models Forum Update 3 for the Lockdown GB group build. Now, we've had a few more people actually start doing their builds, loads of builds going on nicely, but I've picked a few just to show you. So first up we have Kitakaboodle. He is building the Matchbox 1/72 scale Denor DO 18G1. Interesting aircraft, a little bit unusual, and as you can see, nice old Matchbox kit, so probably might struggle with a bit of fit issues, but we'll see how he gets on. Showing off a couple of sprues. The sprues are in different colours, a little bit strange, but you know, that comes with old kits, I guess. Moving down, we have him sort of starting to assemble. Looks like he's adding some rivet work to this, which is quite cool, to sort of spruce up an old kit with extra rivet work, which is what I like to do myself personally. Moving down, doing the cockpit and everything, nicely working on that. Doing some good old seat belts, you know, the good old going off and getting Tamiya masking tape, making your own seat belt, which is rather nice, just to spruce up an aged cockpit. So that's nice to see. Some proper big weights going on in there as well, as you can also see. And he's moving along, just doing all sorts of building with that. If we move ourselves along to page 2. On page 2, here, I mean, a little bit of a mistake he's done here. He has sanded the hell out of the top of here. A little bit of a mistake, as you can see. Got quite a sort of a dip going on compared to the canopy, but you know what, he's gone off and used some styrene plastic to actually sort of re-raise it and get it all sorted. Really, styrene plastic, really cool tool to have in your arsenal. You know, I mean, you can do pretty much anything with some styrene plastic, you know, corrections like this to going off and doing scratch building and everything. Always good to keep some of that in your collection, in different thicknesses as well. As you can see, nicely fixed that up. Moving down, working on some bits here, putting some bits in there. Should start doing some spraying, I think, at some point. As you can see, it's pretty much together now. Right, and then I think it's on. Oh, here it is. There it is, all nicely primed up. Looking really nice for an old kit. And then we got some nice pre-shading, which Kitakaboodle, he is pretty good at sort of, you know, picking some nice colours for the pre-shading. I know a lot of the time we'll go off and we'll just go off and use black. But really, you know, going off and using these different colours, I mean, as you can see here, he's done sort of like in the centre of panels, doing a bit of green, and it just helps a lot more with that whole pre-shading and brings things out and brings the colours together, which is really nice to see. Got a nice bit of a transport carrier here as well, which is building for this also. As you can see, if we move down, getting that sprayed up, looking quite cool. Nice bit of weathering, a bit of rust on there. Really nice. And I do believe that's it so far. So should not be nice to see that coming along and getting fully sprayed up. Then we have KP Nuts here. Now he is doing a 1/48 scale AH-64A Apache, which I remember building this when I was a kid and absolutely loved it when it was done. Sadly, my little brother kind of broke it. But it's one of these kits that I've been niggling to sort of do again. And as you can see, all the cockpit is coming together nicely, all nicely sort of being painted up and everything. And that's pretty much it, but it'd be nice to see that one come together and get built. Coming back to who is this now? Coming back to Stevo MTB1. If you remember, he was building this, the Tiger 1 late version. He's actually moved along and got along with this quite quickly. We got sort of like nice sprues and everything showing off here, and also this, a Zimmerit tool, you know, nice bit of photo etch. That is going to look cool later on, as you'll see in a bit. Masking it up because he's going to start doing his own Zimmerit. He did try out some brown wood filler, and as you can see, he's just showing you that actually it seems a bit sort of gritty and grainy. didn't quite sort of work, so then he went off and tried some Plasto putty, and as you can see here, you know, that Zimmerit really does look good. So take a bit of advice from this guy here on using some Plasto putty rather than some brown wood filler, and you should get along quite nicely. In fact, that's a really nice tool. I wouldn't mind getting one of them Zimmerit tools, maybe do a review on them myself. Moving along, all that Zimmerit's nice and done. Now it does come together quite quickly now and all sprayed up, but this is really cool. He's actually doing a really nice diorama, all these nice little bits and bobs here, which he's gonna build into this absolutely amazing looking bit of diorama getting started just here, doing all the brickwork himself, not sort of buying one sheet or something, but all that brickwork himself, which is cool. You know, and these stained glass windows, absolutely amazing. As you can see, the Tiger is already all built, sprayed up and sort of ready to go at the back there. As you can see it here now, sort of where it's going to go on the diorama. We moved down and we're starting to see this diorama sort of taking shape with a bit more brickwork and weathering and stuff going on. Really want to see this one done because it is looking like a good potential there with all that. And here we have the Tiger one all done and dusted. Love that nice bit of sort of camo netting going on there. You can sort of see the Zimmerit and how that's come along and how that's worked, and you can see a little bit more there, looking really good. Nice technique. Moving along, we have Revell's Messerschmitt BF 109 G10 148 scale. This is by Rob4769. As you can see, he's got a bit of photo etch to go with it from Edard, showing off the sprues and everything. And then here we have the cockpit being started. I can kind of see that the cockpit is a little bit bland from Revell, but that photo etch really sort of spruces it up, and you know, that must have been some tedious work going on there, so well done to you, Rob. Moving along, we've then got like the instrument display panel and everything come together, the cockpit coming together, being all painted and weathered, looking really good. Last up we have who was this now? This is by Jeff. We have already seen, I have done a bit in I think it was the first update of the forum, we sort of showed his work. Well, this is his work coming along now. As you can see, he's done a bit of sort of rivet work and recessed panel line work going on there, getting a few bits and bobs moving along. Got it all nicely sprayed black. If you remember from the last update, he did have like some join lines here, and he's got them absolutely perfect and nice and seamless, and so same at the top here, all coming along, all nicely sprayed black. The engine is coming together as well, nicely sprayed up. Also, moving along to page 2, we do start to see a bit of colour come to this engine, having a bit sort of paint work and weathering done to that. The engine cowl sprayed up and the tail and everything. And here we are, we're sort of at this stage where, you know, he's pretty much getting nice and ready to spray this all up. I think he might be going for a natural metal finish because it's black. I'm not totally sure, but I'm assuming that. And that's it basically. That is all our builds that are sort of going on. There's loads more, as you can probably see if we look at over here, loads more for me to get through, loads more updates I can kind of do just to show off all your work and then come back and show how you're all getting along and everything. So loads going on, still plenty of time to get on and get engaged in this and get your builds in this and do more builds. I have noticed that we've got loads of people doing multiple builds and everything. I'm in on this one as well, doing some Warriors in 100 scale. So, you know, please feel free to get in on the action. And remember, there's some prizes for the winner at the end. So, hopefully you've enjoyed that. So until next time, my name's Bobby Waldron, this is Genesis Models, and I'll catch you later.